In this first video I'm going to show you how to load text into RapidMiner, text as plain text files or Word for documents. The start screen here should look about the same as your screen. However, I'm using RapidMiner, the professional studio version 6.20, and there might be some slight differences. Nevertheless, most of the operators are exactly the same. So to get started, you click the create an empty process definition up here, and then after you have installed the text processing and web mining extension, you should have those two folders showing up in your operators window. So the first operator I'm going to show you is to create a document. So we pull this over into the main process, connect the output port to the result port, and then up here you see this edit text folder, and the input is basically you can type directly into that window, or you can grab text from the plain text file, copy and paste the content into that window, hit apply, and then the document is somewhere in this operator, and you can process that file. And what you see as a result is exactly the same text as we just pulled in from this text file. So back to the design screen. So you'd only use this create document operator for small text which you want to analyze, or in some cases you might even add text manually into RapidMiner, so you'd use this operator create document. So I'm going to delete this and take the next one, which is kind of the most common operator to get the text file into RapidMiner, which is read a document. So here we also connect the output port to the result port, and you want to choose the directory where you have stored the document. So I'm just going to grab a text file here, which is kind of a large text file with 1 megabit of text, and you do the same, you run the process. Takes a while because it's again rather a large document, and here is the document. It's basically a result, an annual report from a company, and go back to the main window. So those two operators which you have seen before are basically to get text into RapidMiner, so it doesn't do anything. It basically just grabs the text and then it makes it accessible for future processing. Processing text files and also content from the World Wide Web is explained in my lecture notes, where I can quickly show you what you can do to create a word vector. Word vector is basically to ripping the document apart and breaking it down into single words. So you want to choose this process document operator, move it into the main process, and as you get closer to that line here, you see that the line expands a little bit, which means it automatically connects the input and output port to that new operator. In my lecture notes there is also an explanation about the functions of sub-processes which we can use in order to process text files, Word documents, or also content which we pull in from the World Wide Web. So that's just kind of a sneak preview into creating a Word vector from this document which we already have defined into RapidMiner. So this blue little folder symbol here indicates that this specific operator does have sub-processes. So by double-clicking this blue window here, you get into the sub-process area, which in this case, process document operator means that we can create vectors, word vectors here. And in order to create a word vector, we need to choose this operator here, tokenization, which basically breaks the document into single words. So you can pull this over, connect input and output port, and then you have another selection of operators which you can choose to filter unnecessary garbage which you normally find in Word documents. There is also an explanation about those different operators in my lecture notes, so we can just choose one or two to show you the way we sort of create word vector. So the most common one is to filter out stop words. Again, as you slide your operator into that process window, and you get closer to the line here, the line gets a little bit enlarged, which means that it automatically connects the input and output port. As we already created tokens here, word tokens, we could also filter them. Again, move slowly over the line and then it connects it automatically. And filter tokens here means you can determine the minimal number of characters and maximum number of characters in those individual terms. To get back to the main window here is you just hit that little button. Sorry. And so we can run this process. And here is your result overview. So it basically takes the document apart and it lists the occurrence of single terms up here. So apparently most of those terms only occur once in that document. So back to the design process. And as you get more and more into the process of analyzing text, we will use more of those different operators. For example, process documents from data. You want to use this operator as you pull data into RapidMiner from data sources which could also be outside of RapidMiner. So for example, you can import data from SQL Server, Oracle servers, and so on. So we would use this operator here to retrieve documents from data warehouses which might be outside of RapidMiner. So that was a first snappy tutorial to explain you how to get text files, again Word documents or plain text files into RapidMiner, process those documents in order to create a word vector, and I would like to refer you to the lecture notes where you get some additional explanations about the functions of those different operators to extract documents. And again, as we proceed, we apparently add complexity and then also add more of those operators. So that's the first tutorial in the RapidMiner, basically the area to obtain text, to retrieve text, and to process text in order to create word vectors.